Good morning, everyone. Okay, I'm going to give y'all just a quick second here to get logged in. I'm going to, again, as always, adjust my computer. It's interesting that like when you go live, YouTube really doesn't give you an option of like seeing what your screen looks like. They give you like an outline, but it's not very clear. And so when I go live, I'm like, oh, I need to adjust a few things. So, anyways, there you go. Now, if you ever go live on YouTube, you know what that's about. So, just want to make sure we're straight and everything looks good. We're looking good. All right. Well, welcome to Friday morning. We are week 5. We got one more week left. Can you believe it? Time flies when you're having fun. Gosh darn it. We won't be doing anything again until January. January, we are going to launch a new program, very similar to this one. I feel like I've improved it a little. I appreciate everyone who replied back to my email. I really like the feedback. And I tell people, do give me your feedback because it helps me improve it. I don't know what's happening on your end. And if you're not telling me, I can't make it better. So all the feedback has been wonderful. And so keep it coming if you haven't gotten back to me via the email about our January program. Please do, please do. I'm trying to think what else. I think that's the majority of it. Just get back to me, guys. January is going to be great. We are going to switch it up. Instead of 6 weeks, we're going to go to 4 because I do recognize that week 4, everyone kind of falls off. So they need that restart again. Just that, okay, refocus, restart again. So we've dropped it back down to 4 weeks. And yes, we will be in Alta Canyon. Yay, we got Michelle on. Good morning, Michelle. So we are going to change that a bit, but we are going to still be at Alta Canyon Monday mornings. And the biggest change, if you can see, is Wednesdays. Wednesdays, we're going to do a Zoom call. So I will be in my house, similar to what we're doing here. We'll do a Zoom call because I want to see who's on with me. I still want you to get up. I still want you to work out with me. You're still going to have that accountability because I'm going to be up at 6:30 working out with you guys. So, okay, that's about the majority of it. Let's get moving. Let's get going. I'm going to get our timer started. And yes, okay, let's get this happening. Oh, I hope my iPod doesn't die. Woo. So we'll give it a good old shot. We'll see what happens here. If I run out of battery life, I'll have my backup here. So, okay, guys, let's get going. Let's get going. We're going to start in standing. I love starting in standing just because this is really natural for us. And this is where we're already at. So here we are. All right, give me that nice deep breath in. This time, bring those hands down, hands to the knees, and we're going to round it up one vertebrae at a time. Round it up, shoulders back and down. Nice. Give me a nice deep breath in. Hands come down to the knees. Round it up nice and slow, one vertebrae at a time. One more time, deep breath in. Flat back down. Round it up one vertebrae at a time. Take a nice deep breath in. Drop one hand to the side and let's reach up and over, up and over. Looking down, give me a nice deep breath in as we come up and over the other direction. So I'm giving us some really good dynamic stretching here, up and over. So we're moving, we're warming up while we're stretching. It's a wonderful way to warm up the body. Again, deep breath in, up and over. You got it. One more time, each direction, up and over. Beautiful. Last time, up and over. You got it. Bring it back to center here. Let's put both hands on our knees. I'm going to turn to the side so you can see what I'm doing here. Hands on the knees here. We're going to tuck the chin and really round the back. Pull your shoulder blades apart. Pull your shoulder blades apart. And let's take it the other direction. We're going to lift the chin and really arch our back as we look up. Good. Again, we're going to round the chin, round that upper back. Let everything pull and lengthen. Let's take it the other direction as we lift. One more time here. Let's tuck that chin, round the back. Beautiful. Take it the other direction as we lengthen. Wonderful. We're going to stay here and turn to the corner. So you see, keeping those hands on our knees, we're going to draw circles with our knees. Okay, circles with my knees. Does that kind of make sense? Feeling all 4 corners of my feet moving along the mat. I'm just drawing circles. Still trying to keep that nice flat back. Draw circles the other direction. Draw it the other direction. You got it. Keep it going here. Give me 2 more circles. Bring it back to center. We're going to round our back and round it all the way up, pulling our shoulders back. Give me a nice deep breath. And this time we're going to take it all the way to the ground. Hands all the way to the ground and round it up one vertebrae at a time. Nice. Again, deep breath in. Flat back as we come down. Round up one vertebrae at a time. One more time, deep breath in. Flat back. We're going to hold at the bottom here. Hold at the bottom here. Hold it here. I'm going to rock my hands to one side of my legs and then rock it over to the other. So we got a nice soft knee. Try not to lengthen those knees too much. So nice and soft. And as we're rotating our hands side to side, we're keeping them nice and close to our body. So if you're up here a little higher, that's okay. Just kind of circle around your knees. Try to keep your hands nice and close to your knees. If you're closer down by your ankles, rotate nice and close to your ankles. Our goal is to take this out of the lower back. The further we bring our hands out here, the further we're going to make that lower back work. Give me a nice deep breath in. Bring it all the way up. All right. Feet again here. Give me a nice deep breath. Arms come up over the head. Drop one hand down as we reach up and over. This time I want you to turn your head and look towards the ceiling. Give me a nice deep breath. We're going to take it the other direction as we lift up and over. And I want you to turn your head and look at the ceiling. Now take this elbow and I want you to pull it back. Try not to pull back too much where you have a lot of spinal rotation, but enough where we're opening up that shoulder. Deep breath in, up and over. Look up to the ceiling, open that elbow. You got it. Up and over one more time here. As we lift and open. Beautiful. Bring that down. Give me that nice deep breath in. Flat back all the way to the ground. All the way to the ground. Let's hold it here. Hold it here. All right. I'm going to round it up and step to the end of my mat here. Stepping to the end of our mat. We're going to work our way down to the ground. So give me that nice deep breath in. Flat back down. Walking out to plank. Walk it out. Let's hold that plank nice and strong. Wrists and shoulders are in alignment. We're feeling good here. Hold it there. Imagine someone's punching the belly. We're feeling good. All right, we're going to drop our knees, roll the toes, and bend those elbows as we take it all the way down to the ground. Bend those elbows as we take it all the way to the ground. Wonderful. I'm going to adjust my hands a little here so they're a little more under my shoulders. We're going to lift up to that cobra. We're going to get there nice and slow. I want you to lift up about halfway. Keep your elbows locked in, and then take it all the way down. Beautiful. Let's take it up again. A little higher this time as we lift. Take it back down again. Pull those shoulders down away from those ears. Again, let's lift. Keep those shoulders pulled down away from the ears. And we're trying to get a little higher each time we do this. Take it down. Again, lift. This time a little higher. And down. One more time. We should be at full extension. We should be feeling good. Lift. Dig the feet into the ground. Lift the chin. Pull those shoulders down away from your ears. Beautiful. Holding it there. We're going to dig our toes in and press it right up into plank. So now we're going to lift our hips right up into plank. Hold it there. Bring those feet together. We're in that nice strong plank. Let's drop our knees to the ground and then bring it back up to plank. Take it down and then back up to plank. Give me two more. Take it down. Back up to plank. Last time. Take it down. Back up to plank. Drop those knees all the way to the ground and press it back to child's pose. Getting the arms over the head, dropping the head to the ground, holding it there, holding it there. I'm going to stay in that child's pose, but I'm going to drop one armpit towards the ground. So what's going to happen is that armpit's going to fall towards the ground, and I'm going to look away from that armpit. So I've dropped my right armpit to the ground, but I'm looking under my left armpit. Now take it over to the other side. Drop and look. Nice. Back and forth, drop and look. So we're getting mobility up in that upper back. And switch. Feeling good. You got this. One more each side. Then bring it back to center. Let's bring our hands all the way down. So we're swooping our arms down to the side, palms to the ceiling, touch the head all the way to the ground. Beautiful. We're going to bring our arms back up over the head. So we're going to rotate palms to the ground as we put our palms over our head. Nice. Let's do that again as our hands come down. Rotate our palms so they're facing the ceiling. Bring it back up. Palms come down. All right, one more time. Palms to the ground, and then we're going to rotate them to the ceiling. And then as we come up over the head, drop the head down. Are you noticing your head maybe dropping down a little further now? Yes, I love it. I love it. All right, we're going to come all the way up onto all fours here. Really want you to focus on your wrist and shoulders in alignment with your knees and hips. Okay, we're going to do a little test here, and I want you to kind of pay attention to your range of motion. I'm going to take my one hand, I'm going to bring it behind my head. Okay, so if I'm on all fours, my hand's behind my head like this. Okay, all four corners, try to keep your hips square at the ground. I want you to open your chest and rotate. So we're going to rotate. Okay, so you're looking to the side of the room. Notice your range of motion. I want you to notice your range of motion. Is it good? Is it bad? Is it okay? Just kind of recognize where it's at. Take a mental note. Take it back down. Let's switch sides. Put your hand behind your head. We're going to rotate. Kind of see your range of motion there. Like, okay, you got it, right? Come back down. Let's do that again one more time so you can mentally notate that range of motion. Put hands behind your head. We're going to lift, rotate. What's your range? Okay. Take it back down. Switch sides, other hand. We're going to lift and rotate, and bring it back down. All right, we're going to flip around into bridge. So I want you to, again, keep mentally note what your range was in that movement. We're going to try to get a bigger range by breathing. What? Yes, this is a fun little like party trick. So we are in bridge here. Put your hands to your side. Lift your hips to the ceiling. Lift your hips to the ceiling. And what I want you to do is I want you to take a nice deep breath in. So deep breath in. Then I want you to exhale, and I want you to push everything out of your diaphragm and out of your belly. So you're pushing all the air now. Push all the air out to the point where there's no air left. Once you've done that, deep breath in again. Exhale, push everything out of your lungs, out of your belly. Keep pushing, push it all out, push it all out, push it all out, push it all out. Again, take a deep breath in, hips stay up. Inhale up, open your mouth. Exhale out through your mouth and out through your nose. Push. Push everything out through your mouth. Everything out. Push, 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 push. Once you've got it all out, relax it all the way down. Draw your knees in. All right, we're going to flip back around onto all fours. So flip back around. Here we are. All right. I want you to see if your range has gotten a little better now. So bring your hand behind your head. Okay, feet are hip and spread. I want you to rotate and lift. How's your range? Did it get a little better? Do you feel less stuck? Do you feel like, oh, I went a little further? Yes. Bring it back down. Hand, other hand behind the head. We're going to lift and rotate. Lift. How's your range? Did it get a little better? Cool, right? Bring it back down. Let's do that one more time each side. Bring your hand behind your head. Here we go. Lift and rotate. If you're not feeling like your range has gotten much better, maybe try this exercise later today and focus on that breathing. Maybe you didn't get all the air out of your diaphragm. You were breathing out through your mouth on that last round. So switch sides. But more than likely, even if you weren't breathing out through your nose, you're still going to get some range change. Nice. Bring that back down. Beautiful. Let's press back to those child's pose. Let's get into those hips, into our glutes now. All right, let's take it to one of my favorite, into seated position here. One foot on top of the other. All right, we're just going to kind of rock it side to side a little bit, finding that space. Let's sit nice and tall. Nice deep breaths in. Pull those shoulders back and down. Really lift that chin and chest. Let's lean it forward as much as we can by still feeling good here. Holding it here, really still lengthening that spine. I don't want you to think nose to the ground, but really lengthen the spine and pull forward. Oh, I'm not feeling good. And as I said, this is one of those exercises that if you do daily, you're going to notice an improvement. Bring it up and switch. I've noticed, at least for me personally, that last week I was just tight everywhere. Switch legs. And I was getting better at doing this. I was doing about every other day. And I was so tight. Like I was the one that was just sitting here like this, like leaning forward is impossible. I've noticed after a week it's improved. My body was really tight last week for some reason. It's probably stress, right? Thanksgiving. Shouldn't be stressed on Thanksgiving. Oh, we're feeling good. Nice. Come back up. We're going to flip around and we're going to take it into plank. Okay, we're still going to go after those glutes. I'm not done with those glutes yet. So let's take it into plank. And we're going to take it into pigeon pose. So pigeon pose is where we swing that leg forward and we sit into it, right? Now, again, if this is too much on your knees, if your knees can't do that, or you don't have the mobility in your hips, this is your option right here. Okay, so this is your option if you're not doing pigeon pose. So my pigeon pose, people, I want you to sit tall. Okay, normally I'll have you lean forward and get a little deeper in that glute. We're going to sit tall, but what I want you to do is I want you to shift your upper body weight side to side. So my hands are in front. I just want you to shift like side to side with that upper body. It's like you're swaying. Now, if you're on all fours, just stay on all fours. That knee that's crossed over, try to push that knee out. Right? And pull everything in nice and tight. Everyone else, we're just kind of rocking it side to side. Side to side. Feeling good. All right. If you're in pigeon pose, you're going to join me down here. So we get a little bit lower now. Lower here. And I want you to continue to rock it side to side. I really like this dynamic stretching. Instead of holding it, we're adding a little bit of movement to it because our body tends to respond a little bit better. We have our natural like stretch instinct where our body's like, stop stretching, right? It hits that point where it tells it to stop stretching, and that's natural defense of the body. And so when we ease it into it, it tends to do a little better. Come back up. All right, if you're on your back on all fours, you're going to switch legs. Everyone else, you're going to join me. Dig the toes in. Other leg comes back. Swing the other leg forward. We're going to sit into it. Okay, we're going to sit nice and tall, making sure that hip doesn't fall. And we're just going to kind of rock it side to side here. But I give the analogy last week of boiling a frog, which I don't think any of us have ever done. But we know the analogy. If you put a frog in boiling water, it's going to jump out. But if you put it in cold water and start turning up the temperature, it won't. Your body's the same way. If you warm it up slowly, right? Slowly work your way into it. It's going to do better than just being like, here, do this. Isn't that true in every aspect of life, though? Take it all the way down. Holding it here. You got it. We're feeling good. I like this one. Getting deep in those glutes, deep in those hips. All right. Let's bring it all the way up. We're going to dig our toes in and press it back to plank. If you are laying on your back in force pose, you're going to join us. We are in plank here. Let's drop our knees. All right. Speaking of frogs, let's go right into frog pose. So take your knees out wider than your mat. Wider than your mat. And take your heels wider than your knees or wide as your knees. Once we're here, drop down to those elbows. Okay. I'm going to adjust. I go a little wider with my knees. And from there, we're going to push those hips back. So I was here. I'm now here. It's just a little movement. So we're really opening up those hips, getting that nice stretch. I want you to just kind of breathe. Try not to arch your back too much, right? If we round that back a little more, we'll be able to sit a little deeper into that stretch. Keep your shoulders pulled down from our ears. We naturally want to pull our shoulders up by our ears, don't we? Yes, we do. So just kind of let everything relax. Just breathe. Happy time, happy thought. You're fine. You're not going to die, right? You may cry a little. That's okay. But just right now, just breathe. I'm feeling good. Keeping that body happy. Beautiful. Let's walk those hands in. Bring those knees back under. And then take it into a seated position. Now, we're not just going to go in any seated position. I want you to put one foot kind of in front of the other. I always call this like a cheerleader pose, right? I feel like cheerleaders used to sit like this. Maybe I'm just weird. I used to be a cheerleader. We never sat like this. All right. We're going to bring one hand behind us. Okay. So the knee that's forward, the same hand's going to come behind us. We're going to take the other hand. We're going to lift and launch and reach. Okay. So we're getting a stretch all through the hip, all through the abs and all the way up. So just really reach. Oh, it feels so good. Let's bring that back down. Bring it back down. We're going to rotate it to the other side now. So I'm going to turn slightly here. Okay. I'm going to take my other hand, put it behind me, lift and reach. Lift and reach. Just really reach. Like you're trying to do a big back bend. Back bend. Hold it here. Bring that back down. Let's take it back to the other side. Rotate and turn. Hand behind. We're going to lift. Uh-oh. Oh, good. He's leaving. Lift and hold. I thought for sure he's like, Mom. Kind of has his moments, right? He's a dog. They do that. You want to be right in your face and say hello. Good. But he's learned after so many years, switch legs. So I bet when I'm talking to the camera to leave me alone. He was my buddy during COVID. If you followed me, lift and reach during COVID and did my workouts during COVID, he was very active in our workouts. But he's gotten older and he's gotten smarter, I think. Bring it down. All right, back to center here. Take it into a nice seated position. All right, ear to chin, ear to shoulder, and then chin to chest as we round that neck. How are you feeling? Take it the other direction. I want you to check in with your body right now. Be like, man, I feel good. 20 minutes. It's amazing what it'll do. Nice. And as always, guys, you can go back and do this video as many times as you want. All what you do is come to Alta Canyon's YouTube page, and there's a tab that says live, and there is Mat Madness's 4 years. Yes, every time I've done a live Mat Madness, it's still there. Draw that chin up. We're going to look behind us, get a little spinal rotation in. So we look behind us. And each one's a little different. Holding it there. So get on, guys. Every day, get on. Choose a different one. See how your mobility changes. Walk it over to the other side. Because it will. As always, I preach about the importance of stretching. And normally people who are injured, they'll stretch. That's what the physical therapist will have them do. Bring it back to center. Let's bring the bottom of our feet together. I have a lot of people that come to me with injuries, and they go see the doctor or physical therapist, and they tell them they stretch them. And a little lady she's in her 70s. She came to me and told me that. She asked me questions about some pain she was having. I told her what I thought it was, and she ended up going to the doctor, and it was what I also thought it was, and they had her doing stretches for it. Who would have thought, right? So stretch, stretch, stretch. Bring it up. All right, let's do our breathing exercise and get you guys out of here. All right, give me a nice deep breath in. Inhale up, exhale as we come down. Remember, as we inhale, we're taking out the good, we're bringing in the good, and we're pushing out the bad. Again, deep breath in. Inhale up, exhale as we come down, pushing out the bad. Give me one more deep breath in. Inhale. Pushing out the bad. This is our final breath as we come down to heart center. Deep breath in. Down to heart center, which means the light. Namaste, which means the light in me. There's the light in me. I was already in my autopilot. So there we go, you guys. Thank you so much. I hope you have a beautiful, wonderful rest of the day. And I hope that this stretch helped you. I know for those that are out and about and seeing the Slater, I hope you got home safely on those roads. And I don't know, Lehigh's not very snowy. I know maybe in your area it's really snowy, but we didn't get much last night. So drive safe. Again, please make sure to look at your email. And I'm glad you needed it, Michelle. Look at your email and respond back so I can get your input moving into January so I can make the January program better for you. All right, I think that is everything. Have a beautiful day, and I will see you on Monday morning, week 6. Here we come.